8,650, you can't go wrong. 8,650. Follow our
future where your money is working for you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our third or fourth episode. I'm not sure because last week the camera turned off on us. Today we are talking real estate. We have a special guest with us today, a very longtime friend of mine. We went to high school. Welcome, everybody, Alex Baez.
Thank you.
We have a few things we are going to touch, but first, I wanted to start with what and how did you end up in real estate? Because the reason why I'm asking this is because I remember when we were in high school, probably like your senior year, you were cutting hair, and I went one or two times, probably one time to cut my hair with you.
Yeah.
So
I honestly didn't even remember that. I used to cut hair. I did it for about 6 years, cutting hair.
Damn.
Yeah, about 6 years.
We that old, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm 31 now, bro. Years ago, man, we went to high school. So, yeah, now I'm in real estate. What got me into real estate was that I was raised in those buildings in the Bronx. I always wished to have a private home. So I was like, man, I definitely want to go after my dream, which is owning a home for my family, my kids, and my wife. So I was like, you know what? Let me start becoming a realtor. And as I became a realtor, I started really liking it, and it became my passion. I love real estate. I'm doing it for 7 years now, and that's what one of my motivation was, actually buy my home, which I accomplished with my wife, Heidi, and it just really motivated me to help others to accomplish the same dream. A lot of people that probably were in my position to accomplish that, owning a private home and, you know, enjoying those beautiful memories with your family, which is your kids and your wife.
Did you trust it from the beginning? Did you go all in, or were you half-assing it? A little bit of real estate, a little bit of let me sell, and then let me do my cutting hair, or what else did you do between that? I'm not sure.
So after I stopped working cutting hair, I became an Uber driver and also that Amazon driver. So I was doing mix, like half. I used to drive Uber and also do real estate. But to be very honest with you, you have to do it full time if you want to see the results. Luckily, I got fired from Amazon. That was the best thing that happened to me, to be honest with you.
The best thing that ever happened in your life.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I got to go full time with this because this is what I like. You know what? I'm going to give my all. Of course, you panic. You have all those fears because we have bills. You know what I'm saying? And people think like as a realtor, like, you know, we're depending on the commissions, right? So if you're not giving the client the service that they deserve, you're not getting your sales in.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and if you don't follow up, a lot of you guys out there, real estate agents that do not like to follow up.
oh, nah, that's what I'm good at.
You see what I'm saying?
You know, because I depend on my clients. And I enjoy what I do, right? But yeah, that's what got me into real estate. And yeah.
How many homes have you sold? And how long have you been doing this for?
All right, so I've been doing it for 7 years.
Wow.
Also,
A lot of experience.
my wife is also a mortgage broker, Heidi, with Quintessential Mortgage Group.
Heidi, I need you here.
Yes, we got to bring her here for sure. So we provide the full service. I have sold probably over 150 homes in those 7 years.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
so
wow.
about 20 houses a year.
Right now, we're averaging my team is
2 houses a month? Don't calculate his commission.
That's all everyone looks at, right? That's the first thing people look at.
Yeah.
But now, right now, we have a team of, I have 4 agents under me. I'm the team leader of Team Baez. So we have 4 agents under us, and we help them. So I administrate everyone and help them.
I see you have an EXP shirt. Explain
That's the
your
logo.
role with EXP.
So I'm an associate broker with EXP Realty. I'm the team leader in my team, which is Team Baez. We have 4 agents under us, and yeah, that's what we do. Help buy and sell homes to everyone. We're licensed in New York. We're licensed in Connecticut. My wife, Heidi, she's licensed in like 5 states. She's in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut,
broker.
Florida, and Pennsylvania.
And drop your IG.
Yes, Baez Broker.
Baez Broker on IG.
Yes, and my wife is Baez Mortgage.
It's the all-in team. You ain't going nowhere.
Yes, we give them the full service.
And we're going to link up to do a whole, you're going to buy the old property. You're going to buy it through them, the mortgage broker. They're going to help you with the lending for the construction loan. And then you're going to hit us up, and then we're going to build it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. You guys are like, wait, what do you mean?
We're right in real estate right now. We are doing I could say a new construction, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much a new construction.
Yeah.
It's a remodel, but we're completely like
Gutting the whole,
it,
like destroying,
taking off
demolishing the whole house and
complete,
starting
like, the
again.
roof.
Where in Jersey?
Here
or?
in Jersey.
Here in Jersey, just
Nice.
a town over.
Yeah,
Oh, great. What part of Jersey you guys doing that at?
in Rutherford.
Rutherford.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are like contractors or
Well,
I'd say flippers.
flippers?
At
You're
the,
more
at
into
the
flipping.
moment.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's gonna change, and we're gonna talk about that too because I want healthy monthly income. So I think from now on we're gonna build duplexes, three family homes, and probably keep them.
Buying hold is actually one of
Yeah.
the. Personally, I think buying and holding is probably the best.
Yeah,
To be honest, I love that rental income coming in because it's passive income coming in. You know what I'm
and it
saying?
takes care of itself. Yeah,
Takes care of itself, of course,
but you can make a nice lump sum, right,
of course.
by selling.
Because you know what's the benefit of it is like you want to know what's the benefit of buying and holding. In my opinion, is that the tenant's gonna pay your mortgage, right?
And you're gonna have equity.
Equity. You're building equity. We can't go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So
And over
also they're
time.
gonna be paying your mortgage, and then when you come to sell, all that is just profit because they just pay your mortgage. That's why I always recommend everyone to buy a home. That's like one of the things I tell everyone because a lot of people renting, you're just throwing money in the garbage and the drain.
for the renters, let's say that they're gonna go into their first property, what would you recommend? Would you recommend a single family, or let's say a multifamily if they can get into a 2, 3, 4 family home?
That's a great question. So like for instance, for me, I think on my experience, I actually bought my first property was a condominium. Right, I learned, I got the experience, and then from there I went and bought my single family, and then now we're buying more properties. Me and my wife. I recommend to start with a single family or condominium. Start small, right? Because you're getting into a different world. When you become a homeowner, everything relays on you. It's
Yeah.
all on you.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
facts.
something always pops up. Like for instance, last week my boiler just shut down. I had to get it all changed up.
But there, I disagree with you because of things like that. Your boiler goes out, and if you had a 2-family home, you had supplemental income to help you with the mortgage, it's not going to hurt you as much to pay for that boiler.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's, in my opinion, I think it's safer for an everyday person to buy a 2 to 3 family house when they first start out, so that they can have help
Yeah,
with the mortgage.
I'm with you somewhat because all depends your position, right? Because if you come in, if you have a lot of fear, start small. If you have a lot of fear, if you you want to just throw yourself in, yeah, definitely go for a 2, 3 family, so you can have the rental income come in. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It all depends your position, where you at the moment. If you don't have that fear and you want to throw yourself, I had the fear, right? Being first in the family, buying a home and all that. I'm like, all right, this is definitely new. You know what I'm saying? So I started with a condominium with my wife, and then we went from there.
And your hands didn't hurt when you were signing that first property off?
Oh my God! It's like
Yeah.
people, be ready. You're gonna
That's
sign over
like-
like 200 pages.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yo, that's
It's gonna
It's
be
like
like
half an hour there.
yeah. Closings are an estimate from 1 hour to 2 hours in New York. They're like 1 to 2 hours. Yeah.
It's
So
hectic. Your arm's gonna. How do you get started as a estate agent, as a realtor?
to become a realtor, you got to do 75-hour class, right? Then you got to take a classroom test, and then you got to take a state test. The state test is about 75-hour questions. You got to get a 70%, and then you pass, and then you go straight to the field. And that's where you're gonna learn the real deal, is being in the field.
And is a high school diploma required?
No. What's required is that you have to be 18, of course, and a resident, citizen resident.
Oh, so no high school diploma.
No high school
So
diploma.
there's a lot of people out. There's a lot of you guys sitting on your asses for no reason.
There's a lot of people there that they have no high school, they're all over the world. So, no, it's a lot. You don't have to have a high
They
school
just
diploma.
got up and they're ready to.
You just throw yourself to
work.
the field. A lot of realtors, it all depends how many homes you sell. That's where you gain the experience. You honestly, basically what you study with the real estate school, what people don't know is that you're basically studying the law, right? The laws, the requirements, stuff like that. But when you go in the field, it's totally different.
But let's say I just got my real estate license.
Okay.
How difficult? I've heard it's very difficult after you get your real estate license to get in contact with to be able to have a broker sponsor you.
It's not difficult at all. There's a lot of brokers out there looking for realtors, right? Because at the end of the day, they got to sponsor you and they're going to train you. You need training. When you come in, you need someone to train you. That's normal.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely need a lot of training.
It's just you got to go and do it.
You got to go do it. The reality is this. You got to love real estate. Because a lot of people just join. Thing about real estate, I feel like people have this thing of like, oh, I buy a home, I'm rich. No, you gotta, it
You
takes
gotta go and
time.
work it.
It's not gonna come
But it is a great avenue to build wealth.
100%, 100%. Yes, but I'm saying more like on the realtor side. People just like it's a lot of agents that are part time. I'm
Yeah, they
so
waste
against
time
that
wasters.
because you're part time. You're not doing this full time. I'm so against part time agents because they're not gonna give the client the service they deserve. You're doing it part time for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But when you come across someone that does it full time, that depends out of this, that loves it, that has passion about it, you're gonna see a totally different result. And what I always recommend people when you definitely hire an agent, do your research. Go to their Zillow, go to their Google page, see those reviews. That's very important.
They don't know they're hiring an agent.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Most people who first-time home buyers, they don't know that they're hiring an agent.
Yeah, they don't know because a lot of agents, they just make everything look smooth and easy,
Yes.
and they don't really sit down and take the time to explain to the client in detail how this problem go. 'Cause I came across a client not so long ago. She came to me. She was like, honestly, I didn't know what was the next step. You just told me everything. The other agent didn't tell me nothing. I was like, no, I'm gonna break it down to you because the thing about the way we work, me and my team, transparency is the key. I'm gonna tell you everything that's gonna happen throughout the whole transaction. I don't want any surprises. And you come, where these $1,500 coming? Where's this
And
appraisal
there's
thing
so
that's
many
coming?
steps too.
Yeah, it's a lot of steps, and people just let's get you to the table. No, it's not like that because at the end of the day, they're gonna get uncomfortable. Like this is all new to them. So if you don't take the time to sit down and teach them and explain to them every process, remember this is probably the biggest asset that you're gonna invest in.
Yeah.
So you're putting all this trust to an agent, and you didn't do your research on this agent, and you're just buying a $500,000 to $1 million home right now.
It's also the internet's fault because sometimes you go on Zillow, you find the house, and you're like, oh, I like this one, and then there's just a number of that agent, and then that agent just keeps following up with you, but you don't really know that you just hired someone to work for you.
Well, yeah, because when you're hiring an agent, like a professional agent, we have to sit down and sign some disclosures, right? And I got to break down what are the disclosures with the client. So when you're setting with a client, you definitely got to explain to them the disclosure and then explain to them what's going to be next, what's the process. And now agents just waive it, like they don't care.
Yeah.
But you get fined for that. You get in trouble if you don't.
Really?
Yeah, we have to. If I sit down with you and start working with you, the first thing I do is send you a template online to sign, to read, of course, and then sign. And then I explain to you what's gonna be the next step. But a lot of agents just like,
Oh,
you
that's
call,
very professional.
yeah, we handle it totally different. A lot of agents just like they sit down with you. Hey, you want to buy a house? Okay, you have a pre-approval? Okay, let's go.
Yep.
That's not the way I work. We're gonna sit down for at least 30 minutes, either a Zoom call, or in person.
And then
in
what's
my
the
office.
offer?
That's it. Exactly. What are your contingencies? Waive inspection. That's the
Oh
worst
yeah,
thing.
why they always want to waive inspections and all these things, like,
So I'm gonna tell you.
and
truth.
give extra time to the people in the properties.
It's always as is.
So the thing is that remember the market was crazy at one point about two.
bidding. Oh, actually, before we get there, let's talk bidding wars. How many bidding wars you lost?
Thing was that I'm more like a listing agent, so I was always lucky there, right? So people were coming to me to make offers on our properties,
like-
right? But people were paying when the rates went down to 2.5 to 3. It was insane. I was selling homes with videos. It was insane. Like people
could
were going
imagine.
crazy because rates were so low. Anybody was qualifying, man.
Yeah.
Now it's, things got a little tougher, but people were just going crazy. So people were bidding 50 to 100,000, waiving appraisal, waiving contingent to appraisal, contingent to it was all type of contingency at best interest to the seller. So the seller would just be like, all right, they just got to pack up and leave. Instead of doing an inspection and the appraisal and all this stuff, they would just pack and then leave. And people pay, if I want you to accept my offer, I fall in love with your home, I'm gonna put the craziest contingencies. So that's where that came from. People are waiving appraisal, waiving inspection.
No, but appraisal is crazy. I understand go like $50,000, $100,000 over the appraisal value, but waiving appraisal?
I it's like waiving inspection and waiving appraisal because you want to buy a property that, you want to buy a property for its value, right? You definitely want an appraiser to come in.
You want to know where you're getting into.
Exactly, and the inspection is huge. People are always waiving inspections. I'm like,
And they still miss shit.
I'll give you an example. Last week, I sold a home. I represent the seller. The buyer, he waived the inspection. He waived it, and guess what happened? She comes in the house, pipes are bursting, lights is everywhere. I got nothing to do with me. Your agent did this, not me. She tried to call me. I'm like, I represent the
your
seller.
agent.
Call your agent. Call your attorney. I have nothing to do with it. I represent the seller. Your agent got you that way. That I got nothing to do with it.
He
But-
just want to make the sale.
Exactly.
Close it
But one
fast.
thing about me is like I do work professionally. They left a lot of garbage. So I came out of pocket and paid one of my guys to go pick up. It was about $2,000 of garbage.
Yeah,
So I
but
do
that's
things like
professional
that.
too.
Yeah, I don't to be bad person, but I try to always. But the reality is that these agents got to represent the client the correct way and guide them accordingly. I always say that, guide your client accordingly, because you're hiring me, right, for a reason, because you want my service. So if I'm not providing you the service, why are you hiring me for? You know what I'm saying? So I'm very strict about customer service. That's number one, man, customer service. And I also respond, answer calls. Every email within 12 hours, you're gonna get my response. If I don't answer within 12 hours, you're gonna get a response from me. Call, emails.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a
You-
two-part question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We already pretty much went through the first part. The second part is how has the market been within, like, let's say this year to date, or from a year out, let's say September or something from last year.
It's definitely a big change, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Last year, we were at 4 or 5s last year, right? End of last year. Now we're looking at high 7, low 8s.
The interest
Rates went up. But this is the truth, man. I think we've been spoiled for such a long time. And sometimes you just gotta face reality. You remember when gas went up to like 5
Oh,
about
that
a
was
year ago, and
crazy.
everyone was
Oh,
panicking,
God.
everyone was streets empty. But what happened? People had to adapt to it, had to accept it. You got no choice. You have to accept what's going on, right? Inflation's going high. You have to accept it. What's going on? So the reality is that people sit more in interest rate, but it all depends on your position. If you're a renter, you're paying 100% interest rate. People don't look at it like that,
But I'm gonna tell you what people do look at. They
Go
look
ahead.
at that if I have $200,000 to put down, or whatever I have to put down for a house, then I'm gonna afford my monthly payments. I can only afford a house that is worth half the price what I could have afforded. Shit, how can I rephrase this? So, for example, at interest rates at 7%, let's say I can afford a $4,000 house. That's a $500,000 house. But when interest rates were at 2%, I can afford an $800,000 house. That's where people look at. So that's why they rather rent.
Yeah, but the thing is this. Think about this. House to stock. It goes up and down, right? If we all knew when the stocks are going to go up or down, we'll all be rich right now. Same thing with the interest rates. If you knew when the rates were, because once the rates started going high, people were like, all right, let me wait till it go down. Guess what happened? People were waiting for it to go down from 5 to 3, and it went actually up to 8. So what are you going to do now? What if it goes to 10 at the end of this year? What are you going to do?
There's a saying: time in the market beats time in the market.
Yeah, that's a great saying.
Basically.
Yeah, because you can't. It depends where. Like I say, it all depends where you're at today. If you go for it, at the end of the day, if the bank qualify you, go for it because you qualify. Have in mind that the banks are not like before. Their qualification, their requirements are totally different than before. If you qualify, trust me, you qualify. You won't be able to buy it. To be honest, so if you qualify and you have the opportunity, I feel like you getting pre-approved is an opportunity. Take advantage of the opportunity. I tell my wife every year, babe, honestly, if we qualify for another home, let's go for it. I don't sit there and wait. Let me see what
That's
happens.
having the sacks to keep,
You
right?
just gotta keep throwing yourself out there.
That's it.
And the reality is that a lot of people, the comfort is that's what brings people down, is that they just stay where they're at. But if you qualify for a home, why not go for it? Why not create beautiful memories in that nice home that you just bought? You know what I'm saying? So the reality is that it's like just throw yourself. If you qualify, you're in that position that you don't qualify, and you think where you're at with the renting, and you're going basically, check to check. Don't go for it, right? It all depends. How's your looking? How's 401k or whatever you have your money saved at, then you move forward. That's where I stand
There's
strong.
certain boxes you have to check.
Correct.
Before.
And that's one thing I sit down with the clients. Like, for instance, if they like this home. All right, this is your monthly payments. Do you feel comfortable at this? You do qualify, but do you feel comfortable at $2,500, $3,000 a month, or $5,000? Do you feel comfortable? Most of them say, yeah, I'm fine with that. That's what I'm paying right now in rent, $3,000, $3,500. Yeah, I'm
And now
fine
they're
with that.
building equity.
Exactly. Everything goes up.
Yep.
Everything goes up.
It has its little things, but it's still going to end up going up.
And buying and holding, that's where I'm at today. I've done flips too. I've done a few.
Yeah.
I learned all that stuff with the construction. Guys, be careful, construction contractors. Never give too much money up front, man. You give them too much, it happens to everyone at least once. Always be very limited of what you give contractors. Control them depending on what they provided that week. Because what contractors do, they jump left to right. A new property came up, they're gonna go over there. Another one
forget
came,
you.
and they forget about you. So I know you guys mentioned flipping. That's the best advice I could give. Is always be on
Hold
top
the
of the
money back.
contractors and also control them how the payments are gonna work. Like, for instance, they got to put that wall up and they have it for a month and you keep giving them money. Does that make sense?
No, it does
Then
not.
what's going to happen is that same money that you're giving them, they might put it in some other properties. That's what they do. In New
Constant
York.
supply.
Yeah, so be careful with contract. That's all I say. I think one of the biggest thieves in this business is contractors. I have been through it all.
And they'll just run off and
They'll run off. They change it. No, they run off. I mean, that's the
That's
ugly way
crazy.
to run business because,
that's crazy.
yeah, just be careful, contractors. I always say that. I've been through a lot of contractors, man. They disappear on you or they come and do the job. It comes all ugly and then they mad because you don't want to pay them. I'm like, yo, listen, you didn't give me the service I'm asking for. This is what I asked. The light
And
keys-
business is business.
Yeah.
The wall sideways, and I asked for something like this.
Exactly. So, most contractors just be, when you're flipping, I think that's one of the biggest things is contractors. Just be careful with contractors. And they always like, oh man, I feel like I did it so cheap. I'm like, well, this is the number you gave me, bro. I could tell you. I mean, this is exactly what I told you. This is what I sat down with you, went over. And now you're telling me that I'm paying you too little. What are you talking about? This is the number you gave me. I didn't negotiate your price.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So always be careful, because I know you guys are flipping. Always be
Yeah.
on top of the market, guys. I'm here.
I'm
I'll
gonna
also
show
check
you.
the market out for you guys.
I'm gonna show you what we doing in New Jersey.
Oh, please.
Are you licensed in Jersey? Maybe you could list it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
definitely be licensed any second, man. I'm definitely. So we actually, it's
minutes.
funny that you mentioned that because my wife is licensed in Jersey. She's been doing a lot of sales in Jersey. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get my license to definitely assist and help her. And I'm only, honestly, 20 minutes across the bridge. That's it.
Yo, it's crazy. Yeah.
So
and
I'm
you got
literally-
Fort Lee right there. You can make a lot of money. in
Yeah,
Fort Lee.
exactly. That's what I'm gonna hit. Yeah, I do Connecticut and New York a lot.
You as a listing agent during the hype of the market, did you ever tell a buyer's agent that they didn't qualify, not qualify, that their bid was too low and that you got a better bid, being bullshit?
So to be very honest with you, in the
You did
business,
it. Yes, you did.
Yeah, 100%. I cannot disclose the amount.
No, it doesn't
But
matter.
I gotta always have fiduciary with my seller, right? So I can never disclose because you say, hey, your offers, they went with another client, better offer. That's what I usually say. Usually tell them they went with a better offer. Sometimes they come try to, sometimes they come with a ridiculous offer. Are you waiving crazy? No, it's just a ridiculous offer you're making me. Because I've seen agents come when the market was crazy and the competition was crazy. The lines were crazy. I was selling homes with videos.
Yeah, you said that.
It's crazy how people were acting when
The
market-
lines to go into into like showings. You see how on the weekends they hold open houses. The lines to even go in were crazy during the hype.
Guys, you want to know something? I will put a home on the market. I'm not even joking. I will sell it within 30 minutes to an hour.
And then it'll just still get listed and people calling and
People
it's
still
annoying.
call me, harass me. People get personal a little bit. They start calling my broker like, oh, Alex don't want to accept my. I'm like, oh, I already have an offer accepted. The seller accepted it. And then, it was getting a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's fun. I like it. I love all this.
But you was getting an extra 30% over the actual number.
Yeah, sellers were happy, man. Sellers were like, everyone was listing. I mean, everyone that was listing in 2021, 22, man, everyone definitely took advantage of the market.
I was gonna buy a home that was listed at like 680,000, and we put in an offer for 775. If I'm probably not, the number's probably not exact what I'm telling you, but the house sold for 975,000 from 680.
680. What year was this? Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Mind this, guys. Have this in mind. I'm going to tell you what happened on what I observed, which is big. Remember, the pandemic happened right there. Everyone was panicking. Honestly, we weren't selling home for like a whole month. It was shut off. Like, people weren't going out. People were panicking. We were scared who to touch, right? Because of COVID. We were like, this thing is in the air. We don't even know what's going on. No one knew what was really going on. So then, of course, we had the great president, Donald Trump. He came and dropped those rates.
The greatest president in
Right.
the world.
I'm going to tell you something, man. He's the best president.
Yes, please vote
Man.
Donald Trump.
Vote, guys.
He don't like us to talk about politics, but Donald Trump is the man.
He's the man, especially when it comes to real estate, because he's also
He's a businessman.
developer. He's in real estate, right? So he actually, when that happened, he brought the rates down so much that's when I was selling home, doing with videos. So bringing those rates down, right? That honestly boosts the market so much. Like, people thought that the market was going to crash. Everyone that year was saying the market crashed. Everyone was saying that.
Yeah.
That was the spark.
Everyone was saying the market crashed. If this guy did not do that, the market, we don't know what would have happened.
No, it
right?
would have crashed because people would not pay those high interest rates and the prices of houses would have gone super down, super low. Damn.
Yeah.
Super low and crashed.
So if Donald Trump didn't do that, guys, man, well, what happened 2021, 2022 with the rates, that's called history, guys. We've never seen it that low. That's called history. It's never happened. 2.5 never happened.
The normal a few years, 2 decades ago, was probably like 20%. I've heard people talk about.
20, 17, 15, 13. That means we still spoiled. We at 8 right now, guys.
Yeah.
People still complain.
People are always gonna complain.
I'll complain. Come on, from a 3 to a 8. That's on $1 million house. That's
It's a big
$4,000 a month.
Where you guys are right now with your house? Like where? What stage are you guys
Permitting.
at? You
We
guys
gotta
have done the
submit
permits.
permits. So we
So-
got plans. We got everything. So
I have the jackets already sealed by the electrical contractor and the plumber.
Okay.
We're just missing HVAC. Same thing I said last week. We pretty much
no,
have
HVAC
everything.
we have because I got a good quote on HVAC. So I think I'm gonna. I
Yeah,
think
but we're
good.
still missing like the manual J and everything like that. But we're almost ready to submit for permitting.
Okay. So what you guys are doing? Single family, two
Single family.
Single family. Okay. And what's the square footage on the single family?
Currently is 900. Is gonna end up being close to 4,000.
It's
Wow.
not 900. It's
900 square feet.
Look
it's
at
about it's about like 2,000.
no, it's not.
You're talking about the basement, the first floor, the second floor. It's
I'm
about
not
2,000.
counting. Yeah, it's
About 2,000. You got 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. It's gonna increase a lot.
because we're adding an
square foot.
extra floor, and then the attic is going to be the master. It's huge because it's even going to have a terrace and everything overlooking like to the city.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be overlooking. Yeah, the master bedroom is gonna have a view to the city. I'm trying to find some pictures so I can send you.
Yeah,
So I can show
please. I'll start doing my research, man. Help you guys out. Because the thing, have in
And,
mind, my wife
and
is
the
a
reason
more.
why I want you to
Yeah.
see it is so that way I could look at what price you're looking at it as.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it as a like a
Don't-
one.
Let him give you a
Okay,
price
yes.
before you.
The truth is this, right? I could definitely got to see the aftermath, right? You guys are increasing the square footage, right? So
Massively.
yeah, so it's now we're talking about 4,000 square foot. Remember, it's all about the square footage of the home. You're talking about basically double, right? So yeah, I could definitely start doing my research on it. I definitely want to look into it. Have in mind, guys, my wife is a mortgage broker. She always has bodies in her database. And when that property comes on the market, I want to make sure she sells it for you guys.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure you guys get a definitely secure and safe 100% loan go through for you guys, right?
All
So
right. I'm trying to find this. Have you ever
I would definitely like the condition.
done like big remodels?
Yeah, I
Or-
did one recently, man.
Yeah?
About a year ago, man, in the Bronx. We did. So we basically, it was a single family. We converted to a 2-family. We did the plans. We got everything with the permits. When you convert it, you got to get the plans. You got the permit. You got to get the plans approved, of course. So from single family, we converted to 2-family.
Was it
Oh,
zoned
wow.
for 2-family?
Yes, that's very
So you was
important.
looking for with that because that's the problem with us.
I'm sorry, I was like, wow, that's a good. It has to, the zone is very important, guys.
But you could still
You could petition
change
it.
it. You could petition to change it. It's very hard, but
That's,
yeah,
that's
we're gonna
the
go. It's
issue.
something. So that would probably be my last option because if you're buying to flip it and you're doing that, it's just
that's why you buy as is. And it could be like, for example, as what's the word you always say? Like when we're gonna buy
By right?
right. So thinking of making it a 8-family building, or and it's currently a 2-family, you buy it for what it is, even though
I'm looking at
don't
what it is.
overpay.
So what got you guys into flipping? Or is it the shows?
What got me into
Like want to become a flipper, an investor?
The flipping was just
out of nowhere,
Yeah.
to be honest
of
with you, because for us it was gonna be buying and holding and renting. The flipping came out of nowhere, but I wanted to be in it. I wanted to put my in the door into real estate is really because of Ben Mala, because the funny motherfucker.
Yes.
But
the
it's really
YouTube
'cause of him.
personality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to find this.
flipping
really
is
bad.
fun and nice. Definitely, you got your ups
You
and
could
downs.
just search
though.
up the plans.
But the plans I want.
How long did it take for you guys to get the plans approved?
No, it's still not.
It's
it
still not
hasn't
approved because
submitted.
we still haven't submitted for permitting, but it took us like
The
6
plans
months
go
just to get the plans.
Yeah, it took us 6 months to design the whole.
Because
Oh,
is that there was a
wow,
lot
this
of
is gonna come out
changes.
Nice.
Look at the master bedroom on the top at the attic. I have actual pictures.
I
that
love
can show
seeing
you.
plans, man. It's like
I've have during the hype during the hype, did you sell houses on plans? How basically how Dominicans buy apartments in DR? On
no,
plans?
you don't really. You know, I wish it was like that. No. People here wants to actually. It all depends, right? I won't say no. Let me get this back. I won't say no because it all depends because some people won't want to buy with plans. Why? Because they don't want to go through that headache, that hassle. Because with plans, you're probably looking at 3 to 8 months, depending how fast. The reality is this, guys. It all depends how fast they submit the documents. That's the truth. If they submitting it fast and they're on top of your file, we're submitting for the permits, for the plans, you're going to get it quick. Like, for instance, we started it, and like within 3 months, we have all the permits and the plans approved. Within
Wow,
3
you
months.
did plans and everything?
Yeah, because I converted from single family to a two family, so you need the plans.
Yeah,
approved.
of course.
So we convert within 3 months. We were and then within like 8 months, we already had the home sold. Yeah, that's when the
It
market
took
was
us
crazy.
6 months just for plans.
It all depends.
But that's
'Cause I
because
keep
of
changing
all
This
of
is
your
the thing I would
changes.
tell everybody. You have to be on top of everyone. Yeah, your engineer, architect, whoever's doing the plans, the electric, the plumber. You gotta have to be on top of them, especially the contractors.
40
Guys,
times a
that's the
day.
most important thing. When you're doing the flip, you have to visit them weekly, at least once. We'll give them a call, but you have to. I used to go every 3 days to go visit this guy. That's the reason we got it done so fast, because they saw my precision. They saw what's on top of them. And I had so much bad experience with a lot of contractors, a lot of people in the industry, that makes me like, I need to be there. I feel like if I'm not there, things are not gonna get done. So
And that's the way it should be.
you guys, you know, when it's your business, you have to be there, right? It's like when you're running your business right now with jewelry, you have to be there.
If I'm not there,
It's not the same.
Happen.
Why? Because they don't care.
Yep.
They're employees, they don't care. They're still getting their money weekly, guaranteed. But we're not. If we're the entrepreneurs, you're not getting your money.
Just click on play. I can't find the actual video that you.
Dude, send me this, man. This is awesome. I definitely want to see the neighborhood.
It's
This
not
is
bad
a
here.
How's the neighborhood?
This is a nice neighborhood.
Gotcha. Oh, it got
Very
a pool?
quiet. Not on the plans. so I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think
I'm
we're
like,
gonna-
okay.
So that part gotta get cut out if we're gonna use it to upload it on the when we list it.
Yeah, we definitely got it.
So that's a video from the designs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at
But
the
at the
data.
end, it's not gonna look exactly like that.
No, because
Especially since the changes.
that's not ready. So we're gonna remove the back and we're gonna put the exact fixtures which we're buying, the exact kitchen, the exact laundry room, and everything. They're gonna put it exactly on the video. But I haven't sent over like the exact materials we're gonna be using.
Loosen it if you're gonna. Thing.
Master bedroom is huge.
Yeah, right. It has a balcony looking to the city, bro.
Wow, that ceramic looks gorgeous.
The
That's the
bathroom,
ceramic
right?
everyone is using.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I don't know what to do, if I should do what everyone else is doing or I go with something very different. But then I'm afraid that it won't fit in the area.
Gotcha. When do you think this home will be done?
Hopefully in 6 months.
6 months.
I was thinking
July.
yeah,
That's my birthday. July.
yeah. Well, let's
That's a
stay
good
on your
month.
birthday.
Yeah, we'll
We
definitely
pop
listen.
some champagnes up in there. bitch.
Definitely. That has to be July 27, guys.
All right.
Definitely.
Listing date. You have to
That's the
start.
listing date, July 27, man. Coming soon. Where you see yourself 5 years with this business?
I see myself expanding into other adventures, even though, as we said in the beginning, it makes more sense to focus on one thing. But
Yeah.
I think I said this in like the other podcast, the one that got deleted. The one that did not record was, I'm so tired of just one straight thing, and I want to adventure other things, and I want to learn other things. The reason why I want to learn other things is because I learned one shit. Damn,
It kinda goes back to-
me desubiqué, coño, tú. Ya, empieza otra vez.
It kind of goes back to what I said before. You want to build something where it's like you can just hibernate and it's still making money, and then there
Exactly.
you can venture out to whatever you want.
But that's exactly what it is. First, you need that, so that way you could go to that. But I still want to adventure out. I'm tired of the same thing.
Same here.
Gotcha.
You're
Are you guys
still not
together
there.
on the
You s-
jewelry or?
He does. He runs the furniture. I run the jewelry.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
We
What's the-
still like help each other out, talk about business pretty much every day.
Yeah.
We have a chat that is just you wake up at 2 a.m. It's just filled with
That's
texting.
cool, man.
Yeah.
As brothers, and
And like
that's cool.
lately, we've been buying windows, the kitchens, and all of that shit for the thing, toilets. So at 2 a.m, he has PDF files of quotes, of a whole bunch of quotes.
Holy crap, that's dope, man. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
So you run a furniture business?
Yeah,
Nice.
day to day.
Where is it at?
It's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. What's the name of the furniture place?
Furniture MOC. It's also on Instagram. You can follow it. Furniture_MOC on Instagram.
Nice.
When was the time where you just like finally said, all right, I'm done with this. It's real estate 100% from here on out. What happened?
To
He
be
got
honest,
fired from Amazon.
I got fired from Amazon, but I think honestly, if you want to see the results, see all the blessings in that business, you have to do it full time, right? And that's when I was like, I have to do this full time, right? So that's when I got into it. I was like, you gotta do it. I was saying, you gotta stick to one thing. You see those people that jump into like a lot of stuff,
I agree with that.
and those
but-
people that jump in a lot of stuff and get nothing done. And I'm talking about business wise. They jump into this, they jump into that. But like for instance, for me, real estate is huge. You have all types of, you have right into commercials, right? You have commercial leasing. There's all types of things in this real estate industry. I dedicate myself to sales, meaning buying and selling on basically residential. That's our primary is residential sales.
But you have to get into commercial.
Yeah. I've done a few sales of commercial. I definitely, because, I've done a few, but definitely it's a different atmosphere, definitely.
There's
And
one
what
thing
was-
I like about commercial, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. You was gonna ask a question. Is as a landlord for commercial, you could really have no liabilities. Just give out triple net leases.
Everything's baked into
And
the lease.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
have the customer, the tenant has to pay
Yeah,
for
get creative.
everything.
Creative, and as long as they accept it, you're good.
Yeah,
All right.
I've signed triple net leases like a, yeah,
Yeah.
and I've had
That is
roof
true.
collapse that I had to pay for.
And you're responsible for it.
It's a
And then they're
triple net.
making all rental income. And you're responsible for this whole property.
It's yours.
Exactly.
But it's nothing new because all of Home Depot's properties are triple net leases. All of
Almost everyone does
Lowe's,
triple net. Yeah.
Staples you see.
Yeah,
those
commercials
are-
usually triple net. Always. Like usually commercials, leases are always like that.
like us, the littler guys, we sign gross leases,
Yeah.
but those guys sign triple net leases. So buy yourself a $4 million Home Depot.
Good luck with that.
Number wise, what was your biggest sale or buy?
Good question.
Like representing the seller or buyer, you saying?
Seller or buyer, it doesn't really matter which side.
Your biggest
you're in,
sale.
but your biggest
We actually, I think it's 1.5. I think it was that we sold. It was a 3-family, a 1.5. We
so
sold.
500 a door.
Yeah.
That's where in Yonkers?
In the Bronx,
In
near
the
Yankee Stadium.
Bronx?
Remember, that's changing a
expensive.
lot now. It's not the same.
But was it like completely remodeled?
It was renovated. It was beautiful like this. It was
But
nice. Really
Damn,
nice.
$500,000. That's $4,000 an apartment
we
in
actually
mortgage.
closing. He actually paid $150,000 more than what it was worth.
Over.
Yeah.
And
really
you were
wanted it.
representing the seller or the buyer?
I was representing the buyer. He really insisted. And one thing I did tell him, like, yo, this property is definitely not worth that amount. He fell in love with it. I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I do, I'll be down to you and I would let you know, listen, these are the chances and the risks you're taking, and this is one of them. This is the amount that is worth this property. He fell in love with the home. The seller was straight hard on us. He was an investor. Those investors are really tough. Investors
But
are
if
something
the-
else.
the investors, if they in a hole, they will let go of this shit fast.
Yeah, it depends where they stand, right?
Yeah.
He was making good rental income. I mean, he was renting out the units for $3,500, but he had 2 vacant for my buyer, so they actually paid 1.5 for it. Yeah, 150, but
and what-
it depends on the rate. I think it was about like 10,000. The rates weren't so high at that time.
Oh, so yeah.
Okay,
so-
Yeah, the rates weren't so high. I think
Okay.
it was like 4. He got it at 4.5.
Oh, but now he can't pay 1.5 for that because he's gonna be paying.
Yeah. Now it's a different story with these rates, right? But it goes back to if you qualify, go for it. That's what it comes back to. If you qualify, then it's no problem. Person that don't qualify for it, they're gonna question it. You're gonna be like, oh, this doesn't make sense because they don't qualify. If you qualify, it makes a lot of sense to do it.
I seen that now you carry on your Instagram. I actually saw something that said EXP Luxury. What does that mean?
Okay, so now there's 2. Now it's EXP Realty, and now they got EXP Luxury. So now yeah, there's more luxury homes, right? To list luxury homes. So our marketing for luxury is totally different. It goes international luxuries, right? We put international websites and all that now. So the luxury part is totally different because the service that it is that they provide for the marketing is totally different. It's better. Okay. So now I'm part of the EXP Luxury because I've been listing a lot of properties. So I want to give the clients a better service.
How do you find these clients to list properties for, actually?
That's great.
Because that's the hardest part about this. Because anybody could sell the home. It's just getting it on the market. How you these people?
So that's what I do. I call a lot. I send flyers out. I do a lot of marketing, right? Social media marketing. People end up reaching out to me. It's always those close friends, past clients. They keep referring you. You have a client, good service, you're going to get a lot of referrals.
Word of mouth is always the best.
That's the best. Referrals are the best. And I always say it to them. Referrals are the best. So my goal is to always, like every client I look at, I'm like, I got to give them the best service. Because out of this client, I'm hoping he sent me another 10 clients, right? So I always try my best to get them the best clients. So that's where we get all the service, like cold calling. Sometimes I cold call 3 hours straight. I call over 500, 600 people to see
Repeating
who's
the same
interested,
thing.
repeating the same scripts, right? See, because I'm that dude, like I call, but I don't harass people. I'm more like, you need my service? I'm here. You need my service? No problem.
And how much do you spend on actual mail marketing a
It all
year?
depends. It varies.
So if you have a house that you can make,
Mailings is very expensive, guys.
yeah,
Let's
because
say
then they were like $2.20. If let's say a building had fucking, damn, I can't keep cursing. A building had 30 apartments, and it's like $2.20 per apartment, $2.20.
So
With the furniture, I did it.
like for instance, like when I sell a property, right? Usually I send out mailing, right? I usually pay about $2,500. It goes probably
That's a lot of
like
money.
about
That's a month.
like
or-
1,500. Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
That's a
Yeah.
month.
yeah, definitely.
And you list about 1 to 2 properties a month.
Yeah, I'm at like 3 to 4 a month.
3
right
to
now.
4.
Yeah, that's where we
Wow.
at right now. So, but remember, I've been
Yeah.
7 years, man. You start seeing better results after 5, man. But obviously, you got 10, 15. My goal is at one point just to live out of my referrals and of my past client. That's the reason I work so hard. Because the goal that me and my wife have is that, I have a son and a daughter. I'm trying to create the route for them, the legacy, right? To they could running it.
So it could
after
be
20,
easier
yeah.
for them,
Yeah.
not like you, how you had to.
Yeah,
build
the
it
way
out,
yeah,
right?
exactly. So I'm trying to create it for them. For them, just got to run it. And that's it. And I'm trying to create our name in there, the Baez. So we're trying to just be very strong. Like in the Bronx, everyone knows us, right? So because that's one thing I've been trying to create for me and my wife and my kids, of course, is just create a really strong legacy and have my kids continue it. Hopefully they like it, right? Hopefully. I
Yeah,
pray to
because we
God.
can't force them either.
You
But
can't force them, right?
yeah.
Because I want them to do something they love. But my son, I actually put a video up. I don't know if you saw it about a week ago. My son have a piggy bank. I actually didn't know my wife had a piggy bank for my son. So I see him in piggy bank. And I see him putting $50 in the piggy bank. I was like, damn, my wife is.
Yeah.
She's something else with my kid. But she spoiled them a little bit too much.
$50.
So my son is putting $50 in the piggy bank, and I'm like, Levi and Lexi's my. So I like, Levi, what are you doing with this? Why you have a piggy bank? He's like, Bobby, I want to buy 15 homes. And I was like,
How old
whoa,
is he?
4 years old.
What?
My son is 4,
You
my daughter's
training him
1.
like that already?
Yeah, I'm like, we be in a car ride.
I
Remember,
know, yeah.
me and my wife is in real estate, so all we do is talk
Oh,
about
look
real
at this
estate.
one. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That. Oh,
My wife
but
talks about her
somebody saw this.
mortgages, what's going on with her clients. I'll speak to her about what's going on with my clients. So he's around real estate all day. I mean, sooner or later, but 4 years old. And then I asked him, how many homes are you going to give Bobby? He said 0. I was like, what? How many homes are you going to give your mom? He said 11.
And
And
how
then
many
he said
he's
his
gonna have?
sister, he said 0.
And how many he's gonna have?
He's
in
gonna
total?
say 4. So he said he wants 15, so he wants 4 for himself and 11 for his mom.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely
Generous.
he loves my wife a lot. She's a great mother. So
He's generous.
yeah, when I even put on social media because I was so in shock. I was recording. I was like, Levi, why do you have a piggy bank? I was so like confused. Why? I didn't even know he had one. When I
him.
saw it, and I'm like, he said 50. It touched my heart. I'm not a lie to you. I was like, oh, thank you, God. You're here in my prayers, bro. But
When he
you know,
grows up, he's gonna be like 150 units.
yeah, that's my goal. That's what I want. But one thing me and my wife always talk about, we want our kids to do something that they love and want to do. And that's huge for us. But I'm always going to implement that, Bobby. Please follow the real estate. Run the show after Bobby. You know, that's the goal.
Kids usually fall for what their dads do too.
Yeah. He definitely follows me a lot. So I started this thing at home saying, like, I'm king number 1. And he'd be like, no, I want to be king number 1. Well, you got a lot to do to become king number 1. So I've been telling him what you need to do to become king number 1 because we got a chair. Me and him is always fighting for that chair. I'm like, no, that's my chair. And he wants to become king. So we started this joke. So I was like, listen, you king number 2 until I let you know you're ready. So he asked me one time, am I ready to be king number 1? I said, no.
Not yet.
You gotta make money. Are you working? You have money to pay these bills? And he looks at me like, but I talk to him like that. 'Cause one thing I learned, and I'm being parents, I think it's better to talk to kids like adults. Because that's the way I am with my son. Like you see my son, and you're like, is he really 4 years old? By the way, my son was born. He's a preemie, so he was born like 7 months. So he's actually very like people see him like he's very
bright
smart,
kid.
very bright. Like. It's so weird. Like sometimes we're driving, he's like, oh yeah, that's where my school's at. Oh yeah, and he remember every route we go through. I'm like, whoa. Every route we go to his grandma's house, he knows exactly where she lives. He knows everything. Like we're going that route, he knows that we're going to his grandma's house.
No, so he's
My
aware of his
2-year-old,
surroundings.
my 2-year-old is like.
Oh, he's like that?
Yeah. So
I think his
so
kids
for
are too
example,
advanced now.
His a few blocks from here.
Okay.
So In the morning, if we're gonna when we're dropping him off in the daycare and he sees the road and he's like, no, okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
how
wanna go
some be
straight
like.
because he don't want to go here because he knows that straight is grandma's house.
Exactly. That's
Yo.
exactly how my son does it. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But I am trying to, my goal is my son to become the realtor and my daughter to become a mortgage broker. And I would say why?
A team.
Because as a mortgage broker, like on the female, sometimes even better because they're at the office. They come to them. As an agent, it's kind of dangerous for females because they got to do showings. And sometimes you got these weirdos, right? The sickos in their head that they go and do showings. And it came out in the news one time that this agent went and showed the property to this guy, and the guy abused her, raped her, and killed her. So as realtor
was this?
for females, it's very scary.
How long
It was
ago
about
was
3
this?
years ago it came out. I think it was in, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get you the article. But once I saw that, I was like to my wife, hey, I prefer you to be a mortgage broker. So clients can come to you, Being a realtor, we got to go out there. I love going out there, So that's my goal. That my daughter don't become a realtor. That's my thing. I always tell my wife, I don't want my daughter to be a realtor.
How you break down your day?
Great. So I have a schedule. So I work Monday through Friday. Weekends is family days for me. So Monday through Friday we do. Honestly,
Rico el tipo. Friday, Saturday's family day.
yeah, Saturday, Sundays for us. So Monday through Friday we do. I start at 8. I start at 8, and then sometimes I finish at 7, 8 p.m. But I have an office in my
your
place.
crib.
Yeah,
That's why your son is like that.
yeah.
Because you have your office in your house.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I agree because he's always coming out. I gotta always be like, "Puppy, go upstairs," because he always taking the attention from me quick. But yeah, so we do. Honestly, as a realtor, you're 24/7. Because one thing is like, if you're calling me, especially if you're a seller, I'm like, "Hello," you know what I'm saying? So I'm usually like 24/7, man. People call me, instant answer, send text, emails.
You
That's
have a
fine.
set time for your showings, like if you want to show.
So I'm very strict with call calling, right? So from like 8 to 12, I call.
Okay, so
And then everything else, I'm open to go show houses, to go list properties, to do everything. But 8 to 12, that's my discipline from 8 to 12. Like nobody can mess those hours. I don't answer no calls, no emails, no nothing. I'm focusing on, looking for that next client that needs my service. So I'm cold calling from 8 to 12. And then I take from 1 on my break, and then 1 to 7, I just do showings, list properties, answer calls, reply to all the emails, everything. I reply to every email, guys.
how you
Every.
get those numbers?
So we pay these numbers online. We get these numbers, and we call it. I mean, for every zip codes. So like for instance, in the Bronx, it's 25 zip codes.
But it costs you money to get those numbers.
Yes. Everything. It's
Everything
about
costs money, even to
everything, right?
breathe.
It's free.
How much
Yeah.
taxes we pay?
Put them all in your taxes, right? So
Yeah.
to win, instead of giving it all to the government, you put it in the taxes. So I think it's like $3,000 a year for all those numbers. But you get I could do Jersey, I could do any county, any state I want. So we get the numbers and we call them. And then we just looking out there. It's a lot of people, we got a lot of rejection. A lot of people curse me out.
I have a to go that for you. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Nah, go ahead. I
But-
love ideas.
What about hiring outsourcing those calls? Somebody to call people 8 hours a day, 4 people out of the country for cheap, $5 a day.
Yes, I've done that before.
You have?
Yeah.
Does
but
it
the
work?
thing is, it works, but it doesn't, and
It's not the same results.
it's not, bro.
Basically.
Because you're paying them, right?
Yeah.
You usually got to keep firing them to keep getting new ones because they guarantee per hour, right? So it's not the same. Like people do it.
How about a
It's not
bonus
legal,
of
though.
a?
That's the
of-
reason I don't mess with it.
Oh, it's not legal to
No,
do
no,
that?
no. Call. You got because you're
What is-
licensed. You got to be licensed to what? So as a realtor, you got to be licensed what you're doing, right? So it's not at all.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
What about as an insurance broker?
People
you know
do
that?
it.
Because insurance brokers do that like crazy.
Yeah, they do. A lot of people do it. You have you can have an assistant do follow-ups once you got the relationship with the client. Because I have assistants, you could do the follow. I have virtual assistants, so you could do the follow-ups and do what you can. But when you come to like doing business and have them sign documents, you have to be the licensed person doing all this stuff. Yeah, for sure.
How do you utilize your virtual assistants? Because that'll be something hard for me to use, since I'm not so like on computer 24/7.
So I hired my assistant. I think it was from Fiverr, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
so,
yeah, I use that a lot.
yeah, Fiverr's really good, guys.
Yeah.
That's the best source
That's
out
where
there.
that got the video that I showed you.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
From Fiverr? No
Yeah.
way. Wow.
The
I
that's-
sent the
design.
plans and how I was gonna design it inside, and he did it for me.
Oh no way. Nice.
Yes.
The guy that does my editing.
I know videos is Mike. Mike does your videos.
Is it Mike? Actually, it's one of my agents in my team that handles that field.
It's
So
not
I'm not
Mike.
sure.
Mike Cruz.
Mike Cruz is he does the
Yeah.
video for the houses,
For the-
not those videos that
No,
I'm
no,
doing.
not those.
Yeah.
No. But the
Yeah, the
what
video
are
of the houses,
realty
Mike Cruz.
video- Mike Cruz, yeah.
Actually, Mike Cruz, we used to actually work in the other company where I was at. That's where we used to work at together. So then he started doing the camera and started doing the recordings. And he's actually really good at it. He's becoming big at it. He's doing the podcast now.
He's doing a lot of shit.
My guy, Mike
He
Cruz.
went. Shout out Mike. He went to my Miami store. He did a video when we opened.
Nice.
Yeah, we've done a lot of things with him. And the reason why I knew why I asked him about you one time was because he had, I think, a shirt on from that same real estate
Company
he was in before.
Yeah.
In the Bronx. And I asked him about you. You know Alex Baez? He's like, oh yeah, that's my boy. Blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah, me and him. Me and him work together.
yeah, but he's doing big things. I like all his music videos is coming out crazy.
He's
Fire.
good.
Yeah.
He's actually really good.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, as far as you say, you like keeping and holding. So you see yourself with many units, many houses. What is it?
So right now, what me and my wife are, we're planning about at least 1 or 2 properties per year, at least 2 to 3 families per year. That's where we are. So every year we're buying a property.
How many are you holding now? It's none of my business, but
Right now we're holding 3.
wow.
Yeah.
And you got to get up and pick up that garbage from all
No,
the
we
tenants.
have all the connects, man. That's what we are. We're realtors, right? We're full of connections.
All right.
We're full of connections, so we have a lot of people that help us out. We have a lot of people that help us out with it. Well, I have one of them is a condominium, so condominium maintenance. The other one, we have someone else that go and pick up the garbage. One of these contractors that I work with that he goes pick up the garbage, clean up.
What does that cost you?
Right now, we're paying him about $300 a month.
Okay.
Because he basically just go pick up the garbage if it's anything, if it's nothing. Also, one thing about me being a landlord, I'm not a slumlord. So when something pops up, I instantly get it fixed.
But do you just put paint over it, or you actually fix it?
No, I don't. I actually, because the thing is going to cost you more later on.
At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, no. We fix it. No. Like for instance, the other day when my tenant called me, it was like, the doorknob got messed up, it fell off or whatever. God knows what was going on in there,
Go
right?
buy a new one. That's
So
it.
I was like, all right, no problem. Next day, I said, my guy, hey, dude, doorknob just fell off. This lady, go fix it for her. But then that's the thing. It's very important to maintain and have a good relationship with your tenant, because some of these landlords are so tough and talk ugly to them. It's like these guys are the ones you depend out of. Why not be nice to them?
Because they feel empowered.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. You gotta be humble throughout everything. I try to always keep that humbleness in there because I was in that same position too, right? So keep that humbleness, because in reality, it's being nice to the tenant. Like for instance, I got one tenant. She's amazing, like great, and always on point. But I always maintain that with respect. Oh, of course, all business. I always tell my wife, all business. I don't invite her to my house. I don't. No, it's just the day of every first, you're gonna hear from me. Hey, how you doing? Just checking in.
Yeah, of
All right, go send me the.
We got bills to pay.
We got to pay the mortgage, guys. So it's just always maintaining that good relationship with people and being humble. I think it's going to get you better results. I always say that. That's the way me and my family and my wife would come out. Yeah, he's haven't met Heidi. You're going to meet her soon.
Yeah, we got to get her in here.
Yeah, she's just like that. Like real laid back, chill, and humble more than anything.
On your condominium, do you have HOA fees?
Yeah, but it's cheap, bro.
But
I got a good deal there.
I still don't fuck with that, no matter how cheap it is.
Bro,
I'm so against that. I don't know why.
it all depends.
I mean,
It all depends. What is your HOA? So I'm with you against it depending on the price. Because, like, for instance, my HOA one, the one I have, it's only $200. And they cover all the snow, all the garbage. Why not?
that's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing.
$2,000 ones.
Yeah, it all
Even
depends.
higher. A whole apartment.
Yeah, it all depends. But my condominium is old because it's a townhouse, right? It's a first floor, right? Has parking, central AC, right? It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, has a laundry inside there. So I have the full service. The only thing you don't have is that you're basically sharing with another tenant upstairs. Well, not tenant, another homeowner upstairs, and it's only 2 floors. It's basically the first floor and then upstairs, and that's it. So it's not like a condominium building.
Oh, okay. So
No.
it's two. It's one
a
building
townhouse.
split. Okay.
So yeah. So it's a townhouse, so it's different. So I actually used to live there. I'm like, it's totally different.
Okay.
Because you have your parking literally right in front of your house.
Okay.
So you're driving in your private parking spot too. Have laundry, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and then you also have central AC. You can't go wrong.
And if you pay on your HOA, do they repair the AC or that's all on you?
No, that's all on me.
Okay.
That's all on me. Yeah. Anything inside your property is all you. Inside. Outside is their responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a siding falls off.
That's their responsibility.
Okay.
Because it was like the same was when they put brand new sidings. That was actually, they had to take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also gated, by the way. It's a townhouse. It's like about 60 units. It's gated.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's something I want to develop one of these days.
Yeah, that's actually cool. Condominiums, guys?
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We had Alex Baez here, Baez Realtor, Baez
Broker.
Baez Broker on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow him, follow us. Make sure you watch this episode, the next, and every Friday 9 p.m. we release every single new podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching, and take it, Jessley.
See you on the next one. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, and all the links are going to be down below. Thank you.
Un aplauso for Alex.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming through.
And just one last thing, guys. Feel free to always ask questions. I'm here.
Yeah,
Baez
make sure you
Broker.
hit him up.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.